Many say that age is just a number and that your youth is determined by how you feel. Surely you've seen older people overflowing with health and vitality, while on the other hand, there are young people who don't have as much energy as these individuals. But how is that possible? How can someone in their 70s, 80s, or even 90s have more energy than a young person in their 20s or 30s? The answer usually lies in our diet. And in this video, you're going to learn the transformative story of Mrs. Aurora Meyer, a 106-year-old doctor who spent her entire life caring for others, but only discovered the secret to her own longevity when she least expected it. Aurora was known for her tireless dedication. For decades, she treated thousands of patients, many of them elderly, frail, and hopeless. And it was by listening to these stories, closely observing the bodies and behaviors of those who lived longer and better, that she began to identify a pattern. One day, during an appointment with a 99-year-old woman who didn't take any medication, Aurora was intrigued. The patient smiled, walked steadily, and had radiant skin. When Aurora asked what her secret was, the answer was simple. "My dear, I only eat what comes from the earth, and every morning I start my day with a different fruit." That lit a spark inside Aurora. Little by little, the doctor began investigating the effects of fruits on the human body, not as a professional, but as a woman, as someone who also wanted to live fully. She started experimenting on herself one by one, at first out of curiosity, then out of conviction. It wasn't a sudden change. Aurora began by integrating fruits into her breakfast, replacing bread and ultra-processed foods. Then she began to study them deeply, their fibers, enzymes, colors, antioxidants. And the most surprising part, she began to feel the difference within just a few months. Her energy increased, her joint pain decreased, her mind became clearer. Her skin, once dry, gained a new glow. And that's how, fruit by fruit, habit by habit, Dr. Aurora rebuilt her own body. Not with expensive medications or artificial interventions, but with the power of nature. Today, at 106 years old, she remains active, lucid, and full of enthusiasm. And she decided to reveal which fruits completely changed her health and vitality. Next, you'll discover each one of them, and more than that, you'll understand how to use them in your daily life to rejuvenate from the inside out. Ready? Let's begin. Number 1. Berries: strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, and blackberry. Dr. Aurora's first discovery happened by chance during a visit to the home of a centenarian patient. She was a simple woman, but with impressive vitality. While they chatted on the porch, she served a bowl of berries picked from her backyard: strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. Aurora was intrigued. That woman didn't take any medication, walked on her own, and still tended to her garden every day. When she asked for the secret, she got a smiling reply. "These little fruits are my daily medicine. I've been eating them since I was 70 without fail." That deeply affected Aurora. She knew it wasn't a coincidence. She decided to try them herself. Within a few days, she felt her mind lighter, her body more energetic, her digestion more efficient, and, to her surprise, her skin began to regain a glow she hadn't seen in the mirror for years. She looked for an explanation, and discovered that these fruits, known as berries, are among the richest in antioxidants in nature. They contain anthocyanins, flavonoids, and polyphenols that fight free radicals, which are responsible for cellular aging. They also help protect the brain, the heart, and reduce chronic inflammation that builds up over the years. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed elderly people for several years and revealed that regular consumption of berries was associated with significant improvement in cognitive function, circulation, and blood pressure. In addition, another study from the Annals of Neurology showed that frequent consumption of anthocyanins found in berries is directly related to a reduction in mental decline with advancing age. From then on, Aurora never again left these fruits out of her routine. She used to eat a small bowl of strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries, varying the combination each day, mixed with oats, yogurt, or plant-based milk. Sometimes she would have them as an afternoon snack, and she always said that, of all the changes she made in her life, this was one of the most transformative. Today, at 106 years old, she repeats with conviction, "Berries are not just fruits. They are a gift from nature for those who wish to age with clarity, energy, and youth from the inside out." Number 2. Apple, the daily food that protected Dr. Aurora's heart and cleared her mind. For many years, Aurora believed that apples were just a common fruit. They were always on hospital trays, in cafeterias, and on patients' breakfast tables. But it wasn't until she was 92 that she began to see the apple as a true natural medicine. At that time, she began to feel her heart beating faster even at rest, her memory fluctuating, and a strange sense of inner irritability. Upon further investigation, she realized her body was accumulating silent inflammation, common in old age. That's when she remembered a study she had read years earlier about the anti-inflammatory benefits of quercetin, a compound found in high amounts in apple peels. She decided to give it a try, and this time she took it seriously. She began eating 2 apples a day, always with the peel, one in the mid-morning and another in the late afternoon. In a short time, she noticed the effects. Her digestion improved, anxiety decreased, her mind became more stable, and even her sleep became deeper. The most impressive part came later. Her lab results showed improved cholesterol, lower blood pressure, and reduced inflammatory markers. Aurora dove into the research and found solid evidence. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that regular apple consumption is associated with a reduction in C-reactive protein, an important marker of inflammation in the body. Meanwhile, a review by the Harvard School of Public Health indicated that people who eat 3 to 4 apples per week have up to 39% lower risk of premature death, especially from cardiovascular causes. The secret lies in the combination of the soluble fiber from the pulp and the antioxidant compounds in the peel, such as quercetin and polyphenols. This union protects the arteries, reduces bad cholesterol, improves circulation, and also has protective effects on the brain. Since then, Aurora never let apples be missing from her fruit bowl, and she made a point of choosing red and very firm ones to ensure a higher concentration of antioxidants. When she wanted variety, she would prepare salads with raw slices or bake them with cinnamon and a drizzle of olive oil to serve at dinner. As she always said, "1 apple a day is good, but 2 a day keep me alive, lucid and steady at 106. Number 3. Citrus fruits, the natural shield that protected Dr. Aurora's immune system and blood vessels. During a harsh winter, when Aurora was already past 95, she went through a series of colds that left her weak for weeks. For the first time in many years, she felt her energy waver. That made her rethink her entire diet. She then remembered the stories she used to hear in childhood. Her grandmother used to say that no one got sick when there were oranges and lemons on the table. Inspired by that memory, Aurora decided to act. She began including citrus fruits every day, alternating between orange, lemon, and grapefruit, always in natural preparations and without sugar. At breakfast, she would drink a small glass of freshly squeezed orange juice. In the afternoon, she drank water with freshly squeezed lemon. And at dinner, she added fresh grapefruit slices to her salads. It didn't take long to notice the effects. Her immunity began to respond again, digestion improved, and her skin gained a surprising glow. Curious, she dove into the science and confirmed everything her body had already sensed. Citrus fruits are extremely rich in vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that protects cells from aging, strengthens the body's natural defenses, and improves collagen production, which is essential for the skin, blood vessels, and muscles. They also contain flavonoids such as hesperidin and naringenin, which act directly in protecting blood vessels and regulating blood pressure. A study published in the Journal of Epidemiology revealed that regular consumption of citrus fruits is associated with a significant reduction in the risk of heart disease, infections, and cognitive decline. Researchers from Nutrition Research also found that the vitamin C present in citrus fruits improves iron absorption, reduces silent inflammation, and slows down cellular aging. Since then, Aurora never faced recurring infections again. And even on the coldest days, she kept her immune system strong and her mood in balance. As she used to say with humor, one orange slice a day is worth more than a drawer full of medicine. Number 4. Avocado, the fruit that gave Dr. Aurora strength, energy, and cellular protection. When Aurora turned 100, she decided to do something she had never done before. Hike a short trail in an ecological park on the outskirts of the city. It was an old wish, but within the first few steps, she felt her legs weaken and her breath shorten. It wasn't just fatigue, it was a clear sign she lacked real energy. Back home, she reflected on what might be missing. She already ate fruits, vegetables, seeds, but there was one food she had always avoided for being too high in calories: avocado. That's when she decided to give it a try. She started including half a small avocado every morning, along with whole grain bread or boiled eggs, and to her surprise, the energy came back. But it wasn't a jittery kind of energy. It was steady, lasting strength that carried her through the entire day. Her memory also felt sharper, and muscle aches almost completely disappeared. She soon understood why. Avocado is one of the most complete fruits when it comes to cellular health. Rich in monounsaturated fats, it provides slow-release energy without causing blood sugar spikes. It's a source of potassium and magnesium, essential minerals for muscle contraction and proper heart function. And its healthy fats also help the body absorb essential vitamins like A, D, E, and K, critical for tissue regeneration and for keeping bones and muscles strong. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who regularly eat avocado have a lower risk of muscle loss, less inflammation, and better physical performance, even after 80 years of age. Furthermore, the presence of natural anti-inflammatory compounds in avocado helps protect neurons from premature aging. Aurora began to enjoy avocado in different ways: at breakfast with lemon and olive oil, after light walks, blended with plant-based milk and banana, sometimes as guacamole at dinner. It was versatile, tasty, and deeply nourishing. And she always said, if I had to choose just one fruit to keep my strength at 100, it would be avocado. It doesn't just feed the body, it feeds resilience. Number 5. Papaya, the fruit that regenerated Dr. Aurora's gut, reduced muscle inflammation, and brought back her lightness. There was a phase around the age of 98 when Aurora began to feel her body becoming stiffer. Her joints cracked frequently, her muscles felt sore without reason, and digestion was getting slower and slower. Nothing serious, but she knew that in an aging body, these small signs were valuable warnings. It was during that time that a childhood memory came to mind. When she was a child, her mother always offered papaya at the slightest sign of discomfort, whether in the stomach, in the legs, or in her mood. It was the family's favorite homemade remedy. Aurora decided to return to that habit. She started eating 2 medium slices of papaya every morning, right after waking up. Sometimes plain, other times topped with a bit of flaxseed or oats. Within a few days, she noticed her bowels started working like clockwork. The muscle pain diminished, and a general lightness took over her body. Intrigued, she went looking for the evidence and discovered that papaya is much more than a digestive fruit. It contains an enzyme called papain, which acts directly in breaking down proteins and regenerating tissues. This enzyme has a natural anti-inflammatory effect and helps with muscle recovery, while also detoxifying the gut, which enhances the absorption of vital nutrients for overall vitality. Papaya is also rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, potassium, and beta-carotene, essential nutrients that protect the body against premature aging, strengthen the bones, and improve skin health. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Intermediary Metabolism demonstrated that the papain found in papaya accelerates muscle recovery in the elderly and reduces chronic inflammation associated with aging. After a few weeks of eating papaya daily, Aurora felt younger. Her body responded better to movement. Walks became easier, and she began calling papaya the fruit of new beginnings. As she used to say, "When my body feels locked from the inside, it's papaya that unlocks me. It gives me lightness, inside and out." Number 6. Pomegranate, the fruit that revitalized Dr. Aurora's circulation and reignited her energy. Shortly before turning 100, Aurora began to notice something curious. Even with a healthy diet and light walks, her legs felt heavy at the end of the day. Her body seemed slower, and the energy she always had in the morning was no longer the same. By observing one of her own patients, Aurora got an idea. An 89-year-old man with a history of poor circulation had surprisingly improved after his daughter began adding pomegranate to his breakfast every day. He used to say, "Pomegranate is what keeps me walking." That caught the doctor's attention. Aurora began to investigate more deeply, and what she discovered confirmed everything. Pomegranate is one of the most powerful fruits for activating blood circulation, improving oxygen delivery to tissues, and boosting the body's overall energy. She started eating half a pomegranate every day, usually mid-morning or as part of her lunch salads. She also made juice with the seeds, without straining or sweetening, to preserve all the compounds. In a short time, the difference was clear. Her legs felt light again, her heartbeat became more regular, and her morning energy returned. All of this has scientific explanation. Pomegranate is extremely rich in polyphenols, tannins, and anthocyanins, compounds that promote the dilation of blood vessels, improving oxygen flow to the brain, heart, and muscles. It also has strong antioxidant action, reducing cellular stress and fighting chronic inflammation that interferes with circulation and vitality. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology showed that regular consumption of pomegranate increases physical performance in the elderly, reduces fatigue, and improves cardiovascular system efficiency. Another study in nutrition research observed that the natural nitrates found in pomegranate help maintain artery flexibility and prevent blood pressure spikes. Aurora noticed this in practice. Her energy once again flowed through her body like in the old days. She felt more active, with her feet more grounded and her heart beating in a calm, steady rhythm. And as she always said, "Pomegranate gave me my breath back, not in my lungs, but in my soul." Conclusion: these were the 6 fruits that changed the life of Dr. Aurora Maya. Not all at once, but day by day, habit by habit, she began to feel her body respond, her mind clear up, her skin renew itself, and her energy return as if she had rediscovered a hidden youth within herself. Today, at 106 years old, Aurora remains active, lucid, and determined to share everything she has learned. Because she knows that aging doesn't have to mean decline. Aging can be an experience of fulfillment if you know what to put on your plate. Now tell me in the comments, which of these fruits do you already include in your daily life? And which one are you planning to start using today? Write the phrase, "Nature is still the best medicine," just so we know you stayed with us until the end. And if you know someone who is aging too quickly, someone who needs more energy, vitality, or mental clarity, send them this video. Share this message. Because many older adults are losing their strength, their memory, and even their hope simply because they don't know this. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That helps this content reach more people and motivates us to keep bringing natural, accessible, and powerful solutions for a healthier and more dignified old age. Health is not in expensive pills. It's on your table. It's in your choices. It's in your consistency. Change starts on your plate. The result appears in the mirror, in the body, and in the soul. See you in the next video. A big hug.